Hello and welcome everyone to the first of what I hope will be a good many of these what I'll call manufacturing chats. I'm Terry Nichols. I'm the COO of Builder Partnerships. And today my guest is Roman Berry, the National Sales Manager at Latham Pool. Roman's here today to discuss Latham Pool, our partnership with Latham, all the ways that Latham can help builders differentiate their product, how it can help them financially, and also then how Latham has been super creative in leveraging its partnership with us to be intentional on its interactions with our builder membership. Welcome, Roman. It's great to have you today. Glad to have you today for our first, man. This is cool.
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, I feel a little bit like Joe Rogan, but I don't know if I have those kind of jokes. We'll see. But
okay, fair enough.
The invite. Happy to be participating.
Happy to have you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Roman.
Terry, well, you've known me for a long time, obviously, but my name is Roman Berry. I've been in the home building materials industry for the last, I'm starting to date myself, almost 25, 30 years here now, and worked in a variety of different capacities, from a simple local salesperson to a district sales manager to a national sales manager. I've done regional manager, done all those things for different kinds of companies, windows, doors, garage doors. I was extensive when that's how Terry, you and I obviously met.
That's how we met.
Now very happy to work for Latham Pool, who's really setting the tone for joining the home builder channel and introducing our really unique products to the market. So that's kind of me as a nutshell as far as my career path. But
awesome.
Personally, I'm married with two fur babies that are wonderful little wiener dachshunds. One is the champion in South Texas, by the way, 2 times over. Got big trophies.
Wow! Congratulations.
And we've got big goals in my family. And then other than that, just love out here. I live in Hill Country, Texas. Okay. Great place to live. Very, very proud to be a Texan now. So
except for maybe a few times a year when it's overly hot, but then you can just come to Colorado and see me. It's fine.
It's a catch-22. You get rain, you fill up the water, and you're like, it's hot. Let's go to the pool, or go to the new lake that we have built now this week. So
there you go. Perfect. Well, I think we'll just jump right in. I got some questions to ask you, and we'll take this conversation sort of down the path, and we'll take it wherever it goes, and have some fun with it. So, well, let's just start off. How long has Latham been partnered with Builder Partnerships?
Actually, only a year. Latham is fairly new to the home builder channel, and when they brought me in, I was they saw my background experience with home builders, and whether it be a national level or a regional level, and certainly the partnership I had with you previously when I was working with Wayne Dalton Overhead Door and Genie, that was something I reached out and wanted to reach out to you guys directly in a very quick manner of time to set something up, and I was really proud that you guys saw our product and saw our value and what we were trying to do, so we were able to join your exclusive group, and so that's really in a nutshell kind of how we wanted to partner, as we found some good groups. You guys have 45,000 closings just in your network alone. It's a big market, and you guys cover the spectrum of all different builders that, quite frankly, I think fits what we're trying to do as well.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's been a great fit to have you as a partner. We're super excited to reconnect with you and actually get your product into our membership. I think we definitely have a batch of members that really look forward to some unique products and some differentiation in what they do, and we'll talk some more about that in a little bit. But tell me more about Latham. Tell me what makes you guys unique. What your product looks like, all of those sorts of things. Just give me a rundown of Latham Pool.
Sure. I know when I was approached by a headhunter regarding the opportunity, I'll be quite honest with you, I was a little put back. I was kind of envisioning, which quite frankly, a lot of home builders think the same way. Technology has advanced quite a bit in all facets of our world, and it's no different in the pool industry as well. But I kept thinking it was going to be the little plastic tub on the side of the road, and there's still some actors in there that work in that environment. But they assured me to do my due diligence and research it. And when I did that, Terry, I found that that Latham it's the largest. They're the largest in the world as far as an in-ground pool manufacturing. They've been around for 70 years. They're traded on the NASDAQ, one of the public trade. They are ICC certified. They actually one of the only pool manufacturers out there, I think, that's done that. And we're 2.5 times their requirements. So
Wow, that's great.
we're a product that, you hear about different pools. You've got a vinyl liner pool, a gunite or concrete style pool, and a fiberglass pool. But quite frankly, we kind of at least that's what I believe when I looked at their product and how they devised this particular product I like to talk about today, is they really differentiated that there's nothing like it in the industry. There's just nothing there. They have and so when I saw that and their view of where the value proposition of our installations, as well as the support and things like that, and then the product itself, it was to me a no-brainer. There's an ROI for everybody involved, quite frankly. That's very excited about that. So when you think of Latham, obviously you've got a major support system. As far as from one of the largest in the world. So we've got 9 manufacturing facilities throughout the country. Wow. We've even got stocking yards, and we're poised to keep growing, which has been fantastic.
That's awesome. When I look for partners for builder partnerships from the manufacturing side, I always want to find a high quality partner that's been around for a long time, that runs their business the right way. And it was one of the things that really drew me to you and to Latham after hearing you talk about it. You're always so excited to talk about it and so excited to share what it is you guys do. So I love that. And I love how you've, embraced it and fit right in there over the last year or so since you've been with them. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about, I know that you and I have been talking a lot, and tell me a little bit about some unique programs that you've been starting up for builders to help them, differentiate product, to help them financially, to do all of the things that you're working to do to help builders and get more of those pools out there in backyards. So maybe you could share some of those details with me.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the benefits, obviously, to some of our product is that it's a really quick installation. So it doesn't affect the home builder cycle time. That's the best part. You can build your house and start working on the cabinets and paint up, touch up all the paint on the cabinets, and that's when you put the pool in. So it's very less invasive to any other process that you've possibly been using in the past. But for what we've decided to do on programs specifically, and certainly we've done it with you guys, is we try to do it for what's the best for the home builder. Is it rebates? Is it best pricing up front? Is it installation support? Is it what makes it for that particular home builder to make them successful, feel comfortable with our product, and take advantage of some of the other value propositions we'll talk about in a little bit. But so we have basically 3 main ones that we basically go off of. One is we call it the Home Builder Preferred Partnership Program. Very simple. We create whether it be a rebate, model home, parade of homes. We can do marketing and support in the field as far as for your home builders that are seeing it. As far as we'll throw a party, for instance. You get a pool putting in for a homeowner. We want to throw a party at the homeowner, to help support not just the home builder, but obviously our dealer or our installation partner, as well as the homeowner. And so we create an environment like that. So those are just some of the things we can do, and we can creatively do that for whatever the needs are. You build 5 homes a year, you build 50 homes a year, whatever it might be. We can create the right, package. We also have what we call a pilot. Model home program. Very simple program. We really launched it more in the Sand State markets, Florida, Texas, California, Arizona was really the main focus. But to be quite frankly, we've expanded it in other markets because we see the opportunity. So if it's somebody who, let's say they have a new project and they're building 50 homes or whatever on that, and they want to test and say, hey, there's nobody in my market's offering a pool. What if I optioned a product like that? We'll put the pool into your model home, test the market out, see if it helps you drive more revenue and help you sell more homes. Just something simple. We can do that. There's a variety of different qualifications you need for that, but it's something that we feel comfortable that once you see the process as a home builder and you feel the first experience and you see the residuals from it, you're gonna see more revenue, you're gonna see more margin, and more importantly, you're gonna sell a house before somebody else is. Quite frankly. Right. Yeah. The last one really came about during the IBS show, which I know you guys attended as well. That one was an eye opener for me. Did not see that coming to some degree, but the International Builder Show was kind of Latham's coming out party to the Home Builder channel. And we had one cool setup, one of the coolest setups. You can see it on YouTube. Super cool. Talk about the different shows that you put in, or different booths. Well, the booth they had there, quite frankly, we put I think it was a 14 by 30 pool straight up in the air, like this. And then we had an auto cover on it and showcased our gel coat or special gel coat finish and some of our best designs of our pool systems. It was a huge success as far as people coming in and everything. But in that process, I digress.
Yeah, no, but I know we were down the row from you guys, and you guys were just busy the whole time. I thought that was fantastic.
I didn't leave the booth. I didn't leave the booth. I didn't leave the show. And so couldn't even see old friends. I'm just stuck there the whole time.
Right?
And,
exactly.
it was a good stuck.
Yes, absolutely.
So we obviously we had some of our investor partners in there and stuff like that to see and experience that. Really a nice environment for us. But in that process, I talked to probably at least 100, 150 different home builders, just me alone, not even others. Yep. A lot of them were smaller guys. There were guys that do 10, 20 homes a year. A lot of custom guys like saying, and I kept hearing the same answer over and over again. We need opportunities to make additional revenue. We need areas to make additional profit margins. This is an easy installation process for what they're gathering, right? Based on what we're communicating with them. They have teams and crews that they can work with that already do the installation themselves. And they'll take that ownership and doesn't stop their cycle time. They're not relying on maybe a market where there's not a strong network of good, strong pool builders that they can trust or understand the needs of a home builder versus a homeowner. And that allowed us to look at it and say, well, what if we train every single one of our dealers. Every one of our dealers, if they're going to put a pool in with Latham, has to be trained through our boot camp process. That's awesome. If we created our own boot camp process strictly for home builders? They have they have a different knowledge base, which is great. They have actually sometimes even more knowledge than some of the pool builders that are coming to our boot camp. They know about excavation. They know about plumbing. Know about electrical. That's basically your three subs right there for our pool process. And we did that, and we started really small. We did about 5 to 6 home builders. We brought them in back in May. We did a training for 2 to 3 days, taught them how to put our product in, taught them where the resources are. We have 2 great technical sales guys that are out in the field that actually go out to your first installs and walk you through if you're an Alliance member, and show you that they're there to support you on your first installs, make sure things go smooth, you feel comfortable. Everything's talked through and prepared for before you do it. And I'm blown away at the response I'm getting from how successful that's being. I think we're putting in 3 pools this week with these guys right now, just from that training. That's how many oh wow, that's how much value proposition they saw in it. I'm sorry, was that Terry?
Oh, sorry. We maybe have a little technical difficulty. Yeah, a little cutout here and there. Yes, I was just saying, I love how you always talk about, getting guys excited, but the things that get them excited that you talk to them about, and you've sort of touched on those, but be happy if you could touch on them some more. Just how easy it is to get that pool in, right? You always talk about that. And then because you're addressing the concerns of the home builder, they're like, well, why would I do that? Why would I put that pool in? How easy is that going to be? Because, maybe they have some experience with an old-fashioned concrete pool or something. Yeah. And then they always worry about the financing, right? They always worry about, how can I, make sure that this is affordable for my buyer and affordable for me as the builder. And so as you kind of go on here, let's talk a little bit about those couple of things and those wins that you guys get for builders.
Very good point. Regardless of whether or not you want to install it yourself or you want to go through we have 450 dealers in our network that are obviously trained and programmed throughout the country that can support almost every market. So we've got strong dealers in most markets that we operate in. But if you're just questioning whether or not to offer a pool in the first place, one thing to consider, a pool is the top 5 option of any home buyer. Yeah. It's in the top 5 every time, no matter where you're at. You'd be surprised. Ohio is crazy for pools. So it's not just necessarily Texas and Florida, those things. If you had an experience in Texas, for instance, they had a lot of issues with ASR, or what they call concrete cancer, where a lot of pool challenges and lawsuits and people lost jobs. It was a really bad situation when it came to that. Our pools are a composite product. We'll talk a little bit more specifically about that, but it's a different type of product than it's not going to. If you've got a concrete driveway, you know what happens when you put a concrete pool in at some point. Our product is built for that flexibility, the ground shifting, things of that nature. And as you mentioned, the installation process, it's literally 4 subs. It is a crane, it is an excavator, it is a plumber, and it's an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit of coping on the concrete around the outside of it. And that's pretty much the extent of it. It's generally the average. We've got a guy going out in Florida right now for one of our bigger builders, and he's doing an install in 3 days.
Wow.
He's digging it, putting it in, complete in 3 days.
Wow. That's impressive.
But we have other guys that do, on average, 2 to 3 weeks is what you're seeing in the market for the most part, depending on time and schedules and things. But if you can, obviously, you're going to get your revenue faster. You're going to get your profit margins better. And then what I like to think about when I'm a swimming pool, if it's a top 5 option, what is everyone's doing to differentiate themselves now in the market to try to sell a house? They're buying down rates, right? That's what they do. They buy down rates. So if you think about it for if you're a home buyer or a home builder, and that home buyer walks into your facility to look at, see your home, they like it and everything, and they go to the one next door, or they go to the one down the street. Most of the time, if one person's building a home with a pool, then everyone does it, and vice versa.
Right.
My point is, if there's ever a time in this market or this industry to do something different than everybody else, it would probably be now.
Yeah.
So buying down rates is only a short-term strategy. All you do is reduce your margins. All you do is reducing your price, and you're trying to do it for pennies. I look at it from the other perspective. If the home buyer wants something different, provide an option. If you're going to buy down the rate anyway, the home buyer every 99% of the time wants to finance that pool with the home. Mm-hmm. So why not offer an option where you're offsetting as a home buyer some of those expenses, whether it be all of it, some of it, depending on where you price point that pool system. It's going to differentiate you for that person saying, wait a minute, I can buy a house with you. You're going to buy my rate down. I can get a pool. It's going to add a little bit more of the revenue to the value of the house. Mm-hmm. And then I'm saving almost $1,000 a month.
Right. And the pool's there and up and running when I move in.
Yeah, I unbox my boxes in my house and then walk into the pool afterwards because it's hot. That's literally what you can do. You don't have to wait 30 days. You don't have to wait 9. What normally happens, they'll ask a home builder, no, you have to do, or a home buyer, you have to do it yourself afterwards. Mm-hmm. So after close, what happens? That home buyer goes and gets a loan 6 months later at 9.5%. Right. So he's paying, I use a $600,000 model to some degree to showcase it. You're looking at almost $1,000 of savings per month on their payment by putting a pool into their mortgage,
which is great. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, and then talk a little bit about, I know you guys have all of these accessories, right? You have all the covers and the lights and all of those fun things. But one of the fun things that I always love listening to you talk about is because, if I'm the home builder, I want to know what the benefit is to the buyer so that I can help sell that to the buyer, right? And one of the things that I always love hearing you talk about is how easy it is to maintain, how safe it is, those kinds of things. So talk about that just a little bit, if you don't mind.
Sure. One of the things, I mentioned it earlier, when I say ACT composite, that's advanced composite technology. It's a proprietary, I call it a formula that we use to create our pool. And we also have a gel coat finish that is second to none in the market. It just looks fantastic. Yeah. And you couldn't even tell between that and a gunite pool with the fancy, stuff that they put on it. You can't tell the difference.
Right.
The value proposition, ROI for the homeowner, and that's what we're seeing on trends on everything. Anything on your paper, your clicking, search engines, all that kind of stuff. It's dramatically up. It's dramatically because homeowners realize it's not just the cost of the pool that they put in the first place; it's maintaining it. I mean, it's not like chlorine's gone down in price anytime soon, right? Or anything dramatic. So the cost of the pool basically to maintain is about 70% less than a competitive pool product out there. So that's just to maintain it.
That's awesome.
That's not even including the cost of ownership, where as the temperature is getting hotter and hotter every day. That deteriorates products, some of our competitors' products faster because you're putting more chemicals, you're putting more acid, you're putting things like that in there that corrodes that baseline. And when you do that, you're going to have to reseal it. You're going to have to acid wash it. You're going to have to do all those expensive maintenance things that are going to happen on average 7 to 10 years, depending on where you live. Okay. So it's something that's a real cost that you're going to experience down the road. So our pool being a composite fiberglass, you could put salt water in it. You could do, awesome. It's saltwater resistant. It moves and grooves with the expansive soil. So you're not going to have cracking. You don't have to have the warranty challenges that come with those kinds of things. And and you mentioned the options. That's one of the other things that people don't recognize. We can do almost anything that a concrete pool. The only thing we can't do in our pools, we have 70 different models for the most part. I think something around 70 different models. They're generally based on what a consistent concrete pool designer will do. And most of them right now that's real popular is rectangles. That's the way to go right now, I guess. And so when you do that, what are you really differentiating on your look or exterior of your house? It's not the pool. It's your hard deck. It's your hardscape. It's your plants. That's what's really differentiating the area or the space around the pool process. So why not take advantage of the low cost of ownership, low cost of maintenance, and then you're not scrubbing that thing. It's not porous. It's not a porous material. So you're not sitting out there scrubbing that thing. I'm from Arizona at one point, and I can see that pool. It looks like Arizona. I scrubbed that pool about every day.
About every day, right?
Every day. I had really big shoulders back then. Anyway.
Or you had to hire a pool guy.
Reduces the amount of time that you have to do on that as well.
Right. That's awesome. Anything else that you want to touch base on differentiates Latham from other pool folks? Anything that you want to touch base on there before we move on?
We were very lucky. We had a really great CEO that just retired recently and saw the foreground of what we needed to be participating, because we are a different category, and as we mentioned, some of these value propositions about how our product is different and how we can fit and how we have the resources. We also have a new president, and he came from the James Hardy side of the world. Okay. And they started fresh too, just like this at one point. And so he sees the big value as well. He sees where to go, sees how to do it. It's really great to have that kind of support, because he knows that the home builder has different needs than a consumer retailer. And we're dedicating ourselves and the resources necessary to make sure that happens and provide those the right dealers for the right markets, the right price point, the right products. We're dedicating ourselves to all those things right now. And that, for me, as somebody who's been in the home builder channel and understands the needs and have that backing, it gives me a lot of confidence that we have a way to allow, home builders to take advantage of a product that, if I was to say one thing that is the best thing to do, every these home builders are building specs. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to sell a spec that's not moving fast by offering some kind of special on a pool? It's just sitting there, you're losing money every day. You can't wait 6 months to put a pool in. You need to wait. You need 45 days before you close. We can offer those types of solutions that really will differentiate you, because at the end of the day, home builders need to sell homes, and we're just another avenue in which to do that. And if we're an avenue that then also adds 10, 12%, whatever it might be, additional revenue per sale of a home, I don't know if I'm tracked by metrics, that'd be kind of important to me, but that's just my thinking.
Absolutely.
I don't know an option that can bring that much volume into your home, but that's just me.
Makes some sense to me.
Thank you.
Well, so let's move on then and talk about your relationship with builder partnerships. Kind of let me know how you feel about it, how it's been going for you this last year. Has it been helpful for you? Just generally sort of along those lines, how are we doing?
Yeah, I think it's grown actually for me in a couple different ways. I mean, I was kind of grandfathered in a little bit with the relationship previously. And so we spent time in doing some different sponsorships, but it's honestly kind of limited to what we did. I took advantage of some of your events, specifically the Shin events. And I went to, I think it was the profitability one.
Managing for Profit.
Yeah, that we had in Denver. And I was I got to participate in it. I got to sit down and listen and watch and listen to the questions that the home builders had. And it was fairly eye-opening to me. Everyone gets in their little roles and their little the blinders. I always tell home builders, they're in their blinders, and I understand why. All they do is fix problems all day. It's hard to go out with solutions, right? Because you're just so busy fixing problems. But to listen to ways and solutions and different formats or different ways to address a problem or a need was really, really eye-opening to me, quite frankly. So so I really got to learn what they were doing, understand what maybe we need to do to help support that. And then the sponsorships allows us to network quite a bit, right? So we get to meet all the home builders, whether it be at lunch, dinner, whatever. Also get to meet a lot of other vendors. And so we share resources, share, leads, things like that. So all of those have been, regardlessly, really amazing, honestly. And so we've been able to parlay that to some nice resources.
Well, so let's talk about, you also came up to the Executive Summit this year. And one of the things that I thought was super creative that you did was you gave away a pool. Talk about that process and talk about the builder that participated and how much fun that was.
That was hilarious. Okay. So the best way for me, and this is why we do this model home program and things like that. We'll put our money where our mouth is to show it to you. That's basically what I'm talking about. Right. So we're that confident that once you have that experience as a home builder, you're going, oh my God, I'm sold. Right. So that tells you how good the confidence in that game plan is. Apologize. That's my little wiener dog that sees somebody at the door. So, anyway, I met with Brian Boscroft from Cottage Homes, right? It was one of the gentlemen that was participating in that executive summit. And we talked briefly about, our product. It was really before the Home Builder Alliance was even kicking off. And he had mentioned that, he has a very interesting business model. And we talked about some different things. And then, and he was talking about how he's putting like a $7 million home right there on the beach of outside Lake Michigan somewhere.
Okay.
And, for some of his high-end clientele. And I said, well, that's great. I'd love to, participate in something like that. And he goes, yeah, well, we'll see, whatever it is. Well, we, for that event, decided to offer to one of your home builders a free pool. We're going to pay for it all. We're going to put it in. We're going to show it to you, experience it. Not only for one of those home builders to see, hey, we're not just blowing smoke. We're not just making you a sale. We want to stand by it. We're going to be there to support you putting it in, the whole bit. And Brian happened to win the award. And but Brian got to do everything that week. He got to ski for 2 weeks. He was having a good roll, right? So he wins the pool, and it's pretty cool to see. And he was really excited. And in that process, we offered the Latham Home Builder Alliance, and they wanted to take advantage of that as well. So they're actually going to be putting in the pool for themselves in that application.
Okay.
And we're going to partner with them in maybe some magazine articles, things like that, to showcase that our product is a premium and our product can be available for any of those types of. It doesn't have to be, somebody's perception of a mine of a $300,000, like I said, blue tub on the side of the road. That's
right.
No longer exists. The technology has advanced quite a bit since then.
Right.
So, so it's pretty cool that that's what they're doing. And they came down to what we call our boot camp, and they did training. They understand it. They're scheduling when they're going to put that pool in now. As you can imagine, a big custom home, it's going to be closer to the end of it instead of right there during it where it gets invasive and frustrating. So we're really excited.
So that part of it I thought was really cool. They came to your facility. They spent a day and a half, 2 days.
Yep.
Just watching the whole process, right? Learning how to do it, learning to see how it's built.
Yeah. Brian and Eric, both the project managers that were there, they soaked it all up. They enjoyed all of the learning and education of it. And I'm excited because they're obviously going to do it in all their other homes. And it's just, it's going to be really neat when it's all finished. And it's cool that we could participate, not just with them, but the other builder partnerships that they'll be able to show it later. And as your memberships share information with each other, I mean, Richard Wallace is a big one that's been using our product for a long time out there in Carolina. He's a big proponent for what we do. And I always appreciate that support. And it's just another way to showcase that we can create something for your members that like you do for all your members, for all your different manufacturers. And I think that's the big lesson learned for a home builder is the money's tight now. I get it. It's challenging. Take advantage of these rebates you guys offer. I mean, they're very easy to do, and it's real money in your pocket. That's a small administrative task to handle, but you guys are partnered with big players in the market, and we're very happy to be the only pool supplier there for you guys. So we want to take advantage of it where we can.
Well, that's great. We're super happy to have you. Just maybe one or two other small things, and then we'll let you go on about your day selling pools. So is there anything that you would suggest to other manufacturers, either ones that are already in our programs and maybe not leveraging us the way you do today, or to a manufacturer of a good quality product that's not a member of our family today? what would you say to those manufacturers in terms of your relationship with us and how beneficial it is for you?
Okay, I think you cut out a little bit, but I think I got the
Okay,
question. Let me make sure I got the question right, Terry. You're saying
sure.
what other value proposition or whatever, what benefit would another manufacturer have by utilizing builder partnerships or Shin Group?
Correct. Yes. Whether they be a
Okay,
member
I
today or maybe they're not, right? What's the value there?
I would say that I would say the Shin Group guys go to one of those events. I mean, you're going to see some of the best builders in the country participating in that, trying to learn, educate, get better at what they do in their craft. The consultants have been around and know their stuff, so it's not like you're going to learn less. That's the way I look at it. Just 5 minutes with some of these guys, and you're like, oh my goodness, these guys know their stuff, and and it's a ability to network with the builders, but also the other manufacturers. So I've met some really good friends through the process. I think the big one is honestly to reach out to whether it be Brian on one side or the builder partnerships with you, Terry. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you've been extremely flexible on how to set up programs for it per builder if you need to,
Yeah,
or to
absolutely.
streamline it. And you've done this a long time and you know what works. Utilize you guys as far as to make introductions for certain home builders
Mm-hmm.
that maybe you're targeting. You guys got deep relationships. So I would say as a manufacturer, please think about it. It's a great network. I mean, like I said, you guys do. I think you'd be ranked third in all closings
Yeah,
if you were considered a single entity of a home builder. So that's a lot of homes to get access to very quickly.
absolutely. And a lot of builders that most folks don't know exist. Thank you for that. I appreciate it very much. Um,
Welcome.
I'll let you before I close today. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, I guess
Mention? You good?
if you got, I guess if anybody's listening or want more information, please feel free to
Hmm.
reach out to me directly. My number is 830-369-2359. You can call, text, whatever makes sense.
Hmm.
As you can see, I'm a little passionate about my role in this company, and I'm really happy about the trajectory we're making. And
Hmm.
or you can email directly to Roman Berry with an E at lathampool.com. No S on
There
that
we
one.
go. All right.
Lathampool.com. And then or
Latham.
reach out to Terry. Obviously, Terry will
Mhm.
throw you my way. But
Absolutely.
that's just a good starting point. Love to educate. If you just want more
Hmm.
information, I know this is a short thing about why our products are different and what our overall resources we can provide you. Design center, model home, parade home support, whatever it is. Or like I said, even training you how to install it yourself. We can do a little bit of everything. And so I think that's what really separates us from the industry. And when you see our product, that's the game changer.
Very much agree. Roman, thank you so much. In closing, I just want to say, thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks for your partnership over the years, both before and now with Latham. It's been super to have you here and be a part of our family. If you have any need, I'll just say here, if you have any need to reach out and connect with Roman or any of our other manufacturers at Builder Partnerships, please feel free to let me know. You can find me on the website, terry@builderpartnerships.com is my email. And so certainly feel free to reach out. I'll help connect you with Roman and or any of our other manufacturers. So I think, it's been a great day to have a chat with you, Roman. Thanks for being my first guinea pig on one of these. I really appreciate it. My first one, your first one. So we'll just keep it
Hey,
going from here and maybe we'll
maybe
visit you
next time.
again.
Next time, have a cigar. We do what we got to do on the next one.
Well,
We're fine.
maybe next time we need to find a pool to actually sit outside next to or
Now
something.
that I like that idea. We'll have a cocktail with it. Sounds like a great time to me, my friend.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. I appreciate you very much. Come back, everybody, and listen to this chat and others just like it at builderpartnerships.com. We'll get that up on the website before too long and we'll share. So thank you again. Appreciate you. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Derek.